All right. Sorry, I had to get the ball. Welcome to the Crypto Truth, where I give you the truth as I see it. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. As you guys can see, this is a different venue. There's a lot going on in the crypto space, specifically with Holochain. There's always a lot going on in the crypto space, but you guys know I kind of concentrate on Holochain. Kind of tired of talking about the same old stuff. I mean, if about a year ago, you could probably say the same things about the crypto space as usual. So again, but I really wanted to jump into Holochain. So one person on Twitter stated that, hey, you know what? Can you just give us an overview? So I'm going to give you guys an overview of what's been happening here. Let me go ahead and get rid of this basketball. I probably should just put it down. Don't run away. All right. So everyone's talking about this whole hot hollow fuel. And if you're on Twitter, you definitely understood or saw that there was a lot of arguing going on. And thank you, Mary Camacho. First off, Arthur Brock did it the first time. And then secondly, the second time, Mary Camacho has come in and she stated exactly, they're saying the exact same thing as what they said in the AMAs. I really don't understand why there's a lot of arguing about this. And I'm going to get down to the basics of it. First and foremost, everything deals with time, right? So we all know, you know what, let me just start from the beginning. So it'll be very, very clear, okay? You got hot and you have hollow fuel. Hot is used as a medium so that those who earn hollow fuel can switch over into hot to some kind of fiat, some kind of either fiat or other digital currencies. Okay, that's why it's an ERC20 token, right? If it wasn't the case, then hollow fuel, then that will just be it. It will just be hollow fuel, but that's not the case. Okay, so hollow fuel can be earned through holo hosting, and you can switch over your hollow fuel to hot. Now, everyone's talking about this whole swap and what is the reason. And if you're new here, I want to advise you to please do your own research. So understand this. If you own the hot token, okay, if you own the hot token, they're going to have a swap to where you can swap 1-to-1. Apparently, it could be 6 months, it could be more. But for every one hot, you get one hollow fuel. So the only way at that time to get hollow fuel is not through exchanges. The only way to do it is by swapping. So a bunch of people, especially those who want their products hosted, are going to get hot, right? And they're going to swap it so that they can go ahead and have people pay for holo hosting, or pay others for their hosting, right? So when this swap happens, you need to understand that those who switch over from hot to hollow fuel cannot, and let me repeat this, you cannot switch over hollow fuel back to hot. Going from hollow fuel to hot is only for holo hosting. So if you earn hollow fuel through holo hosting, you can then, through the reserve account, switch your hollow fuel into the hot token. And the argument was, especially on Twitter, was the fact that, okay, so I have all of this hot, and this is going to be a new ecosystem. And this is what I mean by time. Holo hosting, holo fuel is, it's backed by holo hosting. It's backed by energy, right? It's something that's supposed to be stable. The hot token is something to be used as, how should I say, a way to connect it to the real world. Now, maybe in the future, in 20 or 30 years, it's definitely not going to happen within the next 10 years. It's not going to happen within the next 10 years, people. And if it does, wow. But anyway, what's not going to happen is hollow fuel is going to come out, and in 4 or 5 years, everybody is just going to want hollow fuel. They're not going to want Bitcoin. They're not going to want Ethereum. They're not going to want anything else. They're just going to want hollow fuel. That is not going to happen anytime soon. And for those and for those who are like, oh, it's going to create a new world and everything. Yes, maybe. But that's not happening right now. And Mary Camacho and the founders have understood this, that there has to be some kind of medium. There has to be some kind of way, right, to allow people to continue to live. I'm sorry, but in 3 years, even if everything is done, hollow fuel is out, everyone's still going to be using fiat currency a little bit, and probably a lot of people are going to be using digital assets because we are having that switch over. But with that switch over, blockchain is still going to be alive, and people are still going to use ERC20 tokens. We don't know exactly which ones are going to make it. I'm not getting into all of that. The point is that you're not going to be like, hey, you know what? I want to pay my rent. Oh, well, that's okay. Pay your rent in hollow fuel. That's not going to happen anytime soon. Okay. Everything is dealing with time. Do I think that do I think Holochain is going to change the world? Absolutely. Do I think that holo hosting is going to pretty much destroy Amazon? Absolutely. But what I don't believe is that it's going to create change immediately. These things takes time. It takes something stable, and it takes something that's able to endure these either trying times or good times or bad times or whatever, however the economy is going, it's still going to provide some kind of currency. So I don't want to get into deep currencies. But anyway, Mary Camacho came in and she basically, thank you, by the way, thank you, Mary Camacho. This is, you know what? I've been extremely critical on the team. I really have. In the past and a little bit now, I'm always critical of everything. I'm even critical of myself. So, I mean, I can't apologize for me being myself. But I'm really happy to see that Mary Camacho woke up and was like, okay, this gotta stop. Okay, and she really cleared it up for all of us. For those who don't like fiat currencies, I completely understand. For those who don't like the way the government is running, I completely understand. But you have to understand that in order to make change, you have to make it make sense first. And when people see that it makes sense and that it works, then they start leaving past ideas behind. And then, so for example, once you start up with a company like Amazon or Apple, or, you know, these guys who have all these great ideas, everyone else start to mimic it because, hey, that's working. What management style are they doing? How did they do this? Same thing with currencies. They'll be like, hey, you know what? This is actually working. Let me see how I can mimic this or how I can use this to make the world a better place. So you have to understand that there are different ways to go about things. Now let's get back to hot and hollow fuel. So for those who switch over, now if you are a person and you're holding hot, right? Let's talk about value. Sorry, there's a little bit of flies. I don't know what happened. Let's talk about value. So for those who have hot, you have to understand that if you switch over to hollow fuel, you are not going to switch back over hollow fuel to hot 1-to-1. Matter of fact, you can't even do it. Once you have the hollow fuel, so what are you going to do with it? That's the thing. Now, for those who want to participate and say, hey, you know what? There was an awesome app. They love using hollow fuel. I'm gonna take my hot and I'm gonna switch it over to hollow fuel, and then or some of my hot and switch it over to hollow fuel, and that'll be that. Now, a lot of you guys have a question, and this is, again, I've stated this many times on my video before. Well, if hollow fuel is on exchanges, what is the purpose of hot, right? And the thing about this is that not everybody is going to have hollow fuel on their exchanges. Not all exchanges are going to have hollow fuel on their exchanges, but they will have hot. And they're always, you know, you always, after the 6 months or however it is, you're always going to be able to switch hollow fuel into hot, but it's not going to be one-to-one. So even if you do have, let's say you do want hollow fuel or want to use hollow fuel, and they exchange, and by the way, they talked about this in the AMAs. It's going to take a while. All of this stuff is going to take a while, 6+ months. It's going to be a while before exchanges even have hollow fuel onto their exchanges. Okay. So that's something that we all have to really understand about how all of this is working. At the moment, as far as price is concerned, the value of hot and how do we see this? And I've talked about this before. You guys can put in, you know, the Crypto Truth, hollow fuel, hot. I've talked about this a lot. I've even talked about this. I had 1 hour talking about Bitcoin and why it won't work, or whatever it's called. I keep forgetting all the titles of my videos, but the point is that when I make these videos, I try to help you guys out. And I do understand that as time goes on, there's like a big, huge gap, and everybody's like, oh, what is this? So I'm gonna go over it once again. Okay, this is my own personal view. This is not financial advice. First and foremost, you have hollow fuel. Hollow fuel, it can be earned and through hollow hosting. Then there is hot, which hot is an ERC20 token. It has approximately 177 billion tokens. Now, you have hollow fuel and you have hot. Hollow fuel has an unlimited amount. Well, anytime you're dealing with energy, it's going to be an unlimited amount because it can be earned by anybody, okay? Even hollow hosting. However you guys, you know, I don't know how exactly, you know, this USB stuff, and I don't know how all of that going to happen. But anyway, so you have this energy that can be earned by anybody. Whether you have a lot of money or whether you don't have any money, you can still participate in the ecosystem. Right now, only certain people are able to participate in the ecosystem of having hot, of hosting, right? So there's only so many people that can do that. Yeah, there are some people who have open servers for video games, stuff like that. Not going to get into that. But the point is that hollow fuel is going to be available for anybody to earn. Now, the same thing with hot. However, hot is going to be more of a store of value, right? It's going to operate similar to Bitcoin. So the reason why, and I'm not saying it's Bitcoin, before everybody jump down my throat, I'm not saying it's Bitcoin or anything else in between. It's an ERC20 token that it will have a store of value. Now, what is that store of value? Where is it connected to? Well, it's connected to all of the other things that you can get. So when you have energy, which is hollow hosting, and you trade in those for hot, or people will earn those and trade it in for hot, and they will be able to buy food. They will be able to purchase a house. They will be able to do many different things, many different services that at the moment you cannot get or do with hollow fuel. Okay, so please understand that these are very, very different things. All right, hopefully I got that out of the way, but I just wanted to make this video to kind of give you guys a overview of exactly what's going on and why. And I've said this, and I'm tooting my own horn. I really am tooting my own horn, because Everything that I've been saying, you can look back at my past videos. I've been saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. And now when Eric Harris Braun came out and he said, no, Arthur Brock. When Arthur Brock came out and he said the same thing that I said in my videos, because I'm only repeating what they said and what they've talked about. So it's not like I'm some kind of oracle, okay? They talked about this. I'm paying attention. I'm reading their stuff. This is why I tell you guys to always do your own research, okay? So, and then after that, Mary Camacho came in, and now she's saying the exact same thing. See, everything is a team. We don't have to all be arguing about things. Now, will it be a little bit of speculation as far as exactly what the price is? Absolutely. Do we know how hollow fuel is going to how people are going to react to hollow fuel and treat hollow fuel? Absolutely. We don't know exactly, but we do know that it's going to make change. The technology of Holochain is going to make change. Period. And the story is going to happen. So I need everyone. We really got to stop arguing about all of these little things that don't make any sense. We have to come together and say, hey, you know what? And recognize exactly, okay, this is a possibility. Same thing with HOT. There are a lot of people out there, including myself, who I'm probably going to be holding. I don't have a lot. You know, I know many of you have way more than I do, but you are, I'm going to be holding my HOT for a long time. And then once it gets to the price that I want, I'm going to then take a little bit and use it. Now, as far as hollow fuel is concerned, right? And probably try to get my own place. But as far as hollow fuel is concerned, with hollow fuel, I can earn hollow fuel. Why? Because I have a hollow port, right? So I have a hollow port. I can't wait to participate in some. Hopefully they allow us to participate in beta, but I can't wait for to participate in beta to earn hollow fuel. And then after I receive that, I'll be able to see exactly, okay, I got hollow fuel, now what can I do with it? And then also with those who earn hollow fuel, how soon can you jump from hollow fuel to the HOT token? Now, let's get back into some of the swap stuff, the swap business. How this is going to happen, I have no idea, okay? I really don't know how the swap is going to happen. I don't think anybody does. We're getting close to that time. Most people who are worried about the swap are trying to really get a good grasp of what's going on. Why? Because I've talked about this before. You work, you have your energy. Money, fiat currency, is a form of energy because you work or you've earned or however you got it, that money, and you can do a lot of different things with it, including purchasing hollow fuel if you want to go that direction, HOT if you want to go that direction, Bitcoin if you want to go that direction. You can do whatever you want with the energy that you have that you've earned, okay? So when we're talking about the HOT token, I want everyone to understand, most people who are talking about the swap are trying to figure out whether they should keep HOT or swap it into hollow fuel. I don't know what your plans are. I don't know what your goals are. Here's my plans. I'm keeping HOT. Period. End of story. Y'all can, anybody, y'all can do whatever y'all want. I've done my research. I know exactly what I'm going to be doing. And if I fail and if I fall, that's just going to be on me. And then I'll be like, well, I guess my research, I guess I didn't listen good enough, right? I guess I wasn't paying enough attention. But so far, it seems like I'm paying a whole hell of a lot of attention, more than most people who are even part of the community, which I don't understand. I get you guys are, a lot of you guys are really nice people, really nice people. And I even talk to some of you guys, communicate with some of you guys from time to time. I know that you guys are looking forward to what Holochain can provide, but I need everyone to look at the entire picture. Just don't look at one small picture and say, oh, well, Holo Fuel is this, it's gonna take over the world, and we're gonna do this, and all the DAOs, and whatever it is that you wanna do with Holochain. Please understand that everything is not solved by Holochain. We've learned that even if you have better technology with blockchain than the typical banks and fiat currency, we've learned that it's not going to solve everything. In the same thing with Holochain. It's not going to solve everything, but it is going to solve a whole heck of a lot. So please understand, you guys are really great people, and please, I hope you guys continue to communicate with me. I think we're all awesome people. We all have our own kind of lifestyle and the way we want to live and how we see things, and just keep an open mind. But please make sure that you continue to stay positive, and there's really no need to be all negative and calling each other names and all. I really don't understand that. Now, I do call people names. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a perfect individual, but I will say that I don't demean other people. I do not. What I mean by that is I don't demean them by calling them saying that they're trash. I don't think any human being is trash unless they start acting like they're trash, like Kirk Cousins. But anyway, the point is that I need you to understand that, sorry, my brain went to football when I said that. My apologies. But we gotta be more positive, okay? So I'm gonna end the video with that. Hopefully you guys, hopefully this video comes in okay. I know this is a different venue, but I just wanted to make sure that I got this video to you guys. I've been very busy. As you guys can see here, I've been super busy. Now I'm just kidding. I'm just been trying to get some exercise and before I get back to certain things. So anyway, you guys, please have a wonderful day, have a wonderful weekend. As I always say, do your own research, do your own research, do your own research. And last but not least, out of all things out there, above all things out there, whatever you do, please stay safe. Bye, you guys.